somebody and you say the word trophy or presentation or product or opportunity, it means three different things depending on who you're talking to. So if you're talking to a red and you say opportunity, they say, here's my chance to exceed. Here's my chance to do a great job. Here's my chance to be number one. I can finally get the recognition I deserve. I'm tired of working for somebody else. That's what they want. So would you like to hear a little invitation to a red? But first of all, how many people here in this room think maybe you might be a red personality? You can tell how they are. You know, my hand's up straight. I'm red. I'm number one. We don't need those other three stupid colors. All right. So that's the reds. Here's how I would invite a red to a meeting. Now, this is exaggerated, but it'll help you remember. Are you ready? I would say to a red, we have a meeting tomorrow night, be there. We're talking money. Big money. Huge amounts of money. Not that little money from a job, but the huge amount of having your own business. Here's your chance to fire the boss. Be your own boss. Have your own organization. Tell them what to do. And finally get the recognition you deserve. And get those huge bonus checks so you can buy that red Ferrari you always wanted, so you could drive back to where you used to work and leave rubber marks all up and down the company parking lot with your Ferrari, roll down the window and say goodbye, losers. And the reds say, I'm in the front row. I'm there. Number one. And they're going to be there early. They're not going to wait. They're there to be number one. So most of the time when you see high achievers, they are red personalities because the blues can't focus that long. And the yellows don't want to. They want to support. So how many people here have a pretty good idea that reds see things different? So are you ready? I'm going to ask you to turn to your partner, and your partner's going to pretend to be red. You're going to fold your arms and say, just give me the bottom line. All right? And let's invite him to a meeting. Okay, how'd that one go? When you're talking to a red, they say, skip all that stuff. Let's just get to the point. Now, these are all exaggerated, right? Everybody might have a little bit of each color, but there's usually one color that sticks out. So you ready for the last color? Now, all the colors have good points and bad points. For instance, well, they all do except the last color because the last color is green. It's only good points because I'm a green. Aww. All right, let me tell you about the green personality. Green personalities are the boring people. These are the engineers, the accountants, the computer IT nerds. These are boring people. Personality free, charisma bypassed, socially challenged, should not be let out in public. And we are more comfortable with a book or a computer in a corner than talking to people. We find it difficult to talk to people. And at parties, have you ever seen a green personality dance? Ever seen an engineer dance? It's kind of mechanical. They say, well, lift right foot 3.4 centimeters, shift weight 62%, a 90-degree arc, repeat with foot number. It's awful. All right. But greens are different. Yellows are about helping people. Blues are about having fun. Reds want to be number one. It's all about the money, right? Bottom line, getting the job done. But the greens are all about information. And these people will drive you crazy. You give them a presentation, and here's what they say. You give them the longest presentation. They ask all these questions. 3 hours later, the green says, thank you for your preliminary information. I'll spend 3 weeks on the internet. I'll make a spreadsheet of all the possible benefits, and I'll get back to you in 3.4 weeks. That's the green. Greens, we are afraid of making up our mind because we don't want to be wrong. So we're going to wait forever. And we ask all the stupid questions. Well, you know, when they pick that secret ingredient underneath a rock in China at midnight with leprechauns, did they stop it with the left foot or right foot before they processed it? We don't want to know these stupid things. So while the blues are the action people, the greens are the non-action people. They take forever to get started. And they say, well, before I start, I need to redo the flip chart, and I'll rewrite the brochure. And they're so frustrating because you call up a green, and you say, hey, you've been in 6 months already. Just talk to somebody. And the green says, well, I haven't translated everything into Chinese yet, just in case the first person I talk to knows Chinese. We will do everything to avoid getting started because that means we'd have to talk to a live human being. How many people here know somebody a little bit green? They avoid people, they study, they research, they'll come to every conference here, but never sponsor anybody because that would involve live people. And we're good with books. Now, I'm a green, but I understand I have to learn to talk in the other three colors. Now, my wife is red, so I'm at home on the internet. She comes in and says, all right, dear, hurry up and get dressed. We've got to go to a party. She's red. Come on, hurry up. You've got to be on time. And I'm thinking, oh. But fortunately, I know how to speak red. So here's what I tell my wife. You know, that party's not very well organized. Somebody has to be in charge. Kaboom! She's off to be in charge, and I spend all night on the internet. So you have to learn to speak the other colors. So if a doorknob fell off in your home, a green would spend 3 weeks writing a prevention manual. And then, shopping for doorknobs on the internet for 6 months. And then order, a couple thousand pesos worth of power tools. And 1 year later, the doorknob gets back on. But it's going to be a good doorknob. But they're boring. A good example would be Mr. Spock. Right? So Mr. Spock is green from the Star Trek. He's information, no emotion. Quite different than a red. A red might be somebody like Donald Trump. We have him in the United States. All he likes to do is say, you're fired, right? He's very red. He's just to the point. That wasn't good enough. You're fired. We're going to need the job done. And the greens, once they've researched and joined your company, they're going to stay with it a long time because they researched every other possible option. There's no other option. Now, here's how a green joins. You give them a presentation. They say, I'll get back to you in 3.4 weeks. So you call them back in 3.4 weeks. And the green says, oh, I'm so sorry. I finished my research 23 hours early. So I logged on the internet, hacked into the company computer, gave myself a cool ID number, 007, and I signed myself up. They don't need to be sold. They just need to have all the information where they feel comfortable. So the question is, how many greens do we have here besides me? And for us, it's hard to get started. It's hard to talk to people. And we're not comfortable coming to an opportunity meeting where some blue or red salesman's going to sell us something. So, would you like to hear how to invite a green to an opportunity meeting? So here's what we're going to say. We have an opportunity meeting tomorrow night. Would you please come? We need your opinion. Okay. We're going to sit way in the back of the room where nobody's going to bother us. Nobody's going to ask us to join or buy anything. And bring a huge notebook because there'll be lots of information. Or if you have an iPad, bring an external hard drive. There'll be a lot of information. And hopefully, at the end of the meeting, we'll have enough information to begin our preliminary research. And the green says, okay, I can come to that. And we'll feel comfortable. Because it's not about us having to make a quick decision. We can research. And just using those words will let all the greens come. Now, if you're talking to, are there any doctors that might be green? Yeah, some doctors are red, some are green. But if you say, if I'm talking to a red doctor, maybe I might be talking more about the opportunity and the career and how I can leave the profession and have more influence over people. But if you're talking to a green doctor, it might be how to come and do the research and see the changes that we're making. If you're talking to a yellow doctor, how we can help more people. You can build an organization of 10,000 people. It can reach more people than you can ever do in your practice. There's no blue doctors. Well, I mean, would you really want a blue doctor? Hey, brain surgery. Sounds like fun. Never done this before. But if you, now these are all, of course, exaggerated, but let's do a very quick thing here. Let's quickly invite our green partner. And if you're a green partner, just sit there and stare blankly into space like a boring green. And all you're going to say is, please come tomorrow night. We're going to sit, way in the back of the room. Just need your opinion. Bring a notebook. You know how it goes. Everybody ready? Invite your green partner. Let's begin. Okay, and now we have the 4 color personalities and the 4 languages. Here's a test. If you had a company, or if you work for a company, or you're associated with a company, what color personality would you want to be taking care of all the computer programming? Yeah. How about customer service, helping people with their problems? Who do you want to be management and CEO and organize this? Who would you want to be in charge of entertainment and fun at the conventions? Yeah. So we all have a place, right? It's not that one color is better than the other, and we all have good and bad points, and these are exaggerated. Not every green or every red is going to have all these good and bad points. It's just a way of remembering. So we all okay with that? The language is easy, isn't it? The language, anybody can do that. You can remember help or fun or exciting or bottom line money or recognition. Or you can remember greens or, oh wait, would you like to see how a green gets a trophy? Just to show you the difference. All right, how did the yellow get the trophy? Ooh, I don't deserve it. Oh, it's for me. Oh. All right. How did the blue get the trophy? Woo-hoo! All right. How'd the red get a trophy? I'm number 1, you're all losers. And greens? We never get trophies because we never get started in time. So you don't have to worry about that. But all have a place in your meetings, in your organization, your business. All make great leaders. They just do it differently. But if you are going to recruit people, do you think you might want to know this? Otherwise, you're going to ruin 75% of the people. You'll ruin 3 out of 4 people from the moment you open your mouth. And when you build a team, do you think your team might want to leave you if you're red and they're kind of yellow and they feel bad? So we have to remember when we talk to different people in the team, we have to talk to them differently, or else we push them away from our business. So we're going to do a little experiment here. Understanding the language, easy. That's not the hard part. The hard part is picking out their color. And you only have a few seconds to kind of do this. When you sit down with them, you just very quickly say, all right, what color are they? So if you sit down with a prospect, and the prospect says, oh, have a chair. Does that feel good enough? Can I fluff the pillow for you? Do you need a back massage? Cookies, tea, coffee? What would you like? Maybe a soda? What? Yeah, so we're going to talk about the help part. And maybe not so much about the business, or maybe not so much about the money, but maybe how the business can help people expand their lives and maybe stay home with their children. Wouldn't that be kind of nice? When you sit down with somebody and they're not paying attention, they're talking to you 100 miles an hour, and they have the TV going on while they're texting and they're driving, drinking a cup of coffee, put an eye, make blue. So when you sit down with them, do you think they're going to sit there through a whole flip chart presentation? No.